Good morning, everyone. It's Jackie Lee from mywhamlife.com. And this morning, I asked on my Facebook page, or in my group, I think it was, if people are clear about why and when and how they use Facebook for their business. And the response was overwhelmingly no, which I thought was kind of interesting. And it's kind of understandable because I've been doing Facebook, for a really long time. And when I'm on Facebook, it really is to build my business. And yet, until just recently, I didn't realize I was being strategic about the whole thing. But I just didn't realize it. So, I've kind of written down some of my strategy, and I'm going to share it with you today. And the thing is I think people may be disappointed by what I have to share because it might not be exactly what you're looking for. And that's okay. There are a lot of ways to do Facebook marketing. And I do Facebook marketing in a way that works, but it also works for me and who I am and who I want to be in the world. Okay? So if you decide that you want to try it, then try it because it does work. But if you find that you are kind of more upfront, kind of get to it kind of person, then this strategy may not work for you, and that's fine too. If you want some of that more really clear-cut marketing, kind of advertising Facebook stuff, get a hold of me and I can lead you in a different direction because I know people who do it really differently than I do. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that I do for my Facebook strategy is I figure out what my purpose is to being on Facebook. Okay? Do you know what your purpose is for being on Facebook? Okay, here's my purpose for being on Facebook. It's going to sound crazy. My purpose on Facebook, when I go to Facebook to work, which is always, here is why I'm there. To move a relationship one step further. That's it. I'm not on Facebook to make a sale. I'm not on Facebook to drive traffic to my blog. I'm not on Facebook to get leads, although all those things happen. My purpose on Facebook is to move a relationship one step further. Here's an example. If, say, I am totally not connected to anyone, and they end up liking my page. That's moving the relationship one step further. And then I can take it from maybe somebody that likes my page to actually having a conversation with them. That's one step further. And then from that conversation, maybe they become my friend on Facebook. That's one step further. It's all about, and then maybe I have friends on Facebook who don't really pay any attention to me, but then they do start to pay attention, and then they start to like and comment on my posts. That is my ultimate goal, is to have people liking and commenting on my posts, because I think that is the deepest form of relationship that you can have on Facebook. And that's where I want to get people to. So from step by step, from me not having any kind of interaction or connection with people to having them actively participating on my content in Facebook. Okay? So that's my whole goal. Move it one step further. Not from 0 to 10 in one full swelp, but just one step further at a time. Okay, so how do I do that? The first thing that I think is really important that you do, and that I've had to do to use this strategy, is decide who I am. Okay, you might have to dig deep, figure it out, have a sentence, a clear sentence, because clarity is key with this strategy. If you are unclear about any of these steps, it's going to get really muddled, it's going to be a mess, and it's not going to work. So please, get clear. First, your purpose in Facebook. Why are you there? What do you want to get done? Okay, second, who are you? Okay, now, for me, I took a little while this morning to kind of think about and get really clear. Although I'm clear in my head, putting it down in words was a little bit more difficult than I had anticipated, which probably means I wasn't super clear. So make sure you write your sentence down. But here's my sentence. A positive thinking, growing, joyful, work-at-home mom who loves blogging. That's who I am. Okay, I'll say it again. Positive thinking, growing, joyful, work-at-home mom who loves blogging. Okay? Now, the key to this is that when someone goes to my profile, that's what they see. They see a positive, thinking, growing, joyful, learning, living, loving, blogging mom. That's what they see, and nothing else. They don't see that I stubbed my toe or that my car wouldn't start. They don't see that part. until later, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit of this video. Okay, so decide who you are and be that. 100% be that out loud in public, as scary as it can be. You can do it, and that's what it's going to take. Okay, so the next step, and I kind of just said this, is like, what is your message on Facebook? What do you want to say? When someone comes to your page, what do they almost like immediately think? And that's your message on Facebook. Okay, here's my message on Facebook. I have 2 of them, okay? One is that you are awesome and it is okay to shine. I want people to know that. I want them to get that from me and the things that I post and the things that I do on Facebook, that you are awesome just the way you are and it is okay to shine. Okay? That's one of my messages. And my other message is that Wham Life rocks. It is awesome to be a work-at-home mom. So those are the 2 messages that I want to get across. And everything that I post on Facebook shares that message in one way or another. So getting your message really clear is super important. And it doesn't have to be about your product or your service. It's about who you are in the world. And yes, my product and service actually, helps you figure that out and helps you accomplish those messages. But I'm not talking about my business. I'm talking about Wham Life Rocks and that you are awesome. Okay, you see that little bit of difference? I'm not coming in and saying, oh, you should get on this platform and you should blog and you should buy this. No, it's not about that for me and this strategy. It's about helping people realize that they're awesome and that they should share it with the world. And hey, guess what? A blog is a great way to share it with the world, right? Okay, so the next piece of the puzzle, and what everyone asks me about, is like, do you use your profile or do you use your pages? And should I have one and should I combine them in my business, my personal, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's my deal with that. My personal page, and this is how I use Facebook. I love adding friends, and I'm going to get to 5,000 friends, at some point. But I want people to become friends with me on Facebook because then they get to see me. And they get to see that I'm a positive thinking, growing, and I believe and I know 100% without a doubt that people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. And that is what my personal Facebook profile does. It helps people know me, like me, and trust me. So yes, I use my personal profile to share who I am. That whole positive thinking, growing thing. That's what I use my personal profile for, to show people who I am. Okay, now pages, I have 2 pages that I'm actively using right now, and both of those kind of go to give more specific, more concrete things to accomplish my messages. Remember, my message was that you're awesome and it's okay to shine. So one of my pages, it's the Mom Strong page, actually gives people tips and questions and things to dig in to become awesome and like realize that you're awesome and to share it with the world. So that's what I use my page for. It's more concrete. I'll post images and questions and blog posts on those pages that help people get that message and in a really concrete way. Okay, my other page is Wham Life page, and that is about how to become a profitable blogger because Wham Life rocks, right? Right. And the way that I've become a profitable Wham and living a Wham life that rocks is by blogging. So that's where I share concrete information and tips about how to become a profitable blogger. So that's kind of the difference. But the thing is that when people join my page, if they like my page, I think this is coming up in my next step actually. When people like my page or when they comment or like a comment or a post on my page, I connect with them. And that's the next step that makes this work. It's the action part. You can post pictures and quotes all you want, but until you take action and you actually connect with people, you can't move it to the next level. You can't take that one step further. So the most important part of the strategy is to take consistent action. And gee, you never heard that from me before, have ya? No. Consistent action. So what does that mean? It means that you need to post regularly and consistently on your profile and your fan page if you have one. Okay, and when I say post consistently, I don't mean you have to post 100 times a day or that you have to be on Facebook all day and all night, but you do have to be there. You have to be there consistently. So I jump up in the morning and I usually put something up, in the morning that on my profile. Usually I've got something going in my head, like when I wake up in the morning, or I'm feeling a certain feeling. And so I'll go out into the Google world and I will find something that reflects what I'm feeling or what's going on with me. Because if it's going on with me, I'm sure that it's going on with other people as well. So that's what I do. And then I'll post there, and then I will find something that's relevant to the topics and the purpose of both my pages and post there. And then I'll do that maybe on my profile. It depends if we're out, and anything that says Wham Life Rocks, which means going to a soccer game or being at school in the middle of the day, where I didn't used to be able to do that when I had a job, that to me says Wham Life Rocks. So I'll post all those. So now that I have a smartphone, it's a little easier, and I post a lot more in my Facebook than I used to. But consistently posting is key. Okay, and then this is the part where it gets really fun. Connecting. When you get those people who like something on your page, or they like your page, or they comment on something that you do, connect with them. Send them a message. It's okay to be social on a social site. Now, you don't want to just start going out and randomly friending people and commenting and sending messages to people, a lot of them at one time, because you're going to get knocked in the butt by Facebook. So when someone interacts with what you're doing, go ahead and interact with them. Send them a message. Now, don't sell them anything. Just say hello. Hello is a great place to start, especially if you don't have any interaction with this person. Remember, we're just moving it one step further. So usually when someone likes my page, I send them a message. I say, hey, thanks for liking my page. If it's the Wham Life one, I'm like, are you currently working at home? What's getting you excited? The Mom Strong one, something about feeling good about yourself. I ask a question, because when you ask someone a question, they reply, and then you get a conversation going. Okay, so in that conversation, I generally say, shoot me a friend request, because I'd love to get to know you better. And I genuinely do want to get to know them better. So I've had great luck with this strategy. And the other thing, you may get a note if you try to send someone a message about that it's going to go to the other folder. I always address that. I say, hey, I don't know if you're going to get this, because Facebook's going to send it to the dreaded other folder, but in case you do, and then I send my message. And that, makes you a real person who's dealing, doing real things and being real on Facebook. Okay, so, and then you can start getting to know people in groups and things that are relevant to your topic and do the exact same thing. But that's the gist of it. That's the basics, Know your purpose. Why are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook to get leads? Are you on Facebook to make sales? Are you on Facebook to get to 5,000 friends? Whatever it is, know why you're doing it so that you can take action that are going to move you in that direction. Figure out who you are. Who are you? Write your sentence out. Be really clear about that so that you can share yourself. Okay? And then figure out what your message is. What is it that you want people to think of when they see your face on Facebook? And then use your pages and your profile to share that message and to share who you are. It's a really simple strategy. It seems probably too simple to be effective, but I guarantee you, this is what I do to build my business, and it works. If you can be consistent and you can be brave enough to be you in front of everyone on Facebook, it'll work. But you have to be brave and you have to be consistent. And I bet you can do it. I know you can. All right, so that is my simple Facebook strategy. I hope you have an amazing day, because you deserve it. And you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/momtohannah, MOMTOHANNA. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon.